international court prosecutor who charged Netanyahu faces sexual misconduct accusation. Oh my God, bro. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. The previous one was a woman. So they just wiretapped her and called her like a terrorist. And then they put sanctions on her individually. Then now the new one, they openly have been coming after. While the woman declined to comment to the Associated Press, people close to her say the initial reluctance was driven by the distrust in in-house watchdogs. She asked the body member states that oversee the ICC to launch an external probe. I mean, listen, who knows? Maybe it's real. Israel's own intelligence called this guy the most boring man to surveil ever in the past. And before they clip Chimp you saying you're anti-Me Too calling you right now. Dude, when it's not going to stop. They're going to say this nonstop. Also, believe all women, and I can't believe I'm repeating this once again, does not mean women are incapable of lying physically. It means don't reflexively disbelieve women, which might come across like I am reflexively disbelieving this woman specifically in this investigation, even though I'm saying it could be valid. It could be legitimate. I will wait to find out. The one thing I do know, however, is that they've been trying to get this guy for a minute. I welcomed a statement from the president of the Assembly of States Parties. It was with deep sadness that I understood reports of misconduct were to be aired publicly in relation to me. There is no truth to the suggestions of such misconduct. I worked in diverse contexts for 30 years and there's never been such a complaint lodged against me by anyone. The Independent Oversight Mechanism of the court is the body that oversees any matter that may justify investigations. If ever asked to do so, I would be willing to provide any information needed to the IOM. I have and would always encourage any victim of harassment to raise their voice and come forward with such accounts wherever they may occur. Where there are any type of reports of this nature, it is essential that they are thoroughly listened to, examined, and subject to the proper process. The use of a fair process is particularly essential in the context in which the ICC is currently operating, so as to protect the rights of all persons. This is a moment in which myself and the International Criminal Court are subject to a wide range of attack and threats. It has never been more important to the ICC, including myself as a prosecutor, is able to focus on his job to deliver justice to the victims of international crimes and demonstrate through our actions that all lives deserve the protection of international law. I will continue to make that effort to the best of my ability to deliver on the mandate. No matter what actions are taken against me, I will not be providing any further comment. Before any assholes get pissy, please clarify what you mean by they've been coming after him. Yeah, a lot of people are probably unfamiliar with how the International Criminal Court prosecutorial team works. But the previous International Criminal Court prosecutor that was setting up a case against Israel for years was a Gambian woman. And she was virtually hunted by Mossad everywhere she went. Wiretaps, phone taps. They literally were smearing her constantly and consistently, smearing her partner, smearing her family members. Then Benjamin Netanyahu went to the United States of America when Trump was president and got Donald Trump to literally put sanctions on her individually. All of this, for the record, is straight up out in broad display. I've covered it extensively, as a matter of fact, if you want to see. From that AP article, court officials have said they may have been made as a part of an Israeli intelligence smear campaign. Here, where is it? Yeah, a growing list of enemies. Under Khan, the ICC has become more assertive in combating crimes against humanity, war crimes, and related atrocities. Along the way, it has added to a growing list of enemies. Last September, following the opening of a probe into Russian atrocities in Ukraine, the court suffered a debilitating cyber attack that left staff unable to work for weeks. It also hired an intern who was later criminally charged in the U.S. with being a Russian spy. Israel's also been waging its own influence campaign ever since the ICC recognized Palestine as a member, and in 2015 opened a preliminary investigation into what the court referred to as the situation in the state of Palestine. London's The Guardian newspaper and several Israeli news outlets reported this summer, including HasanAbi Piker, for the record. I also covered these investigations. This was Local Call 972 magazine, two Israeli investigative reporting outlets, alongside, in partnership with The Guardian, that reported that Israel's intelligence agencies for the past decade have allegedly targeted senior ICC staff, including putting Khan's predecessor under surveillance and showing up at her house with envelopes stuffed with cash to discredit her. Netanyahu himself, in the days leading up to Khan's announcement of war crimes charges, called on the world democracies to use all the means at their disposal to block the court from what what he called an outrage of historic proportions. The Israeli Foreign Ministry referred to AP's inquiries about the case to the Prime Minister's office, which did not respond. The U.S. Department declined to discuss the matter, but said in a statement that it takes any allegation of sexual harassment seriously, and we would expect the court to do the same. The Dutch Foreign Ministry and several lawmakers in the Netherlands have called for an investigation into whether the Israeli embassy have been conducting covert activities against the ICC. It's ironic because Khan himself was originally the guy that America and Israel wanted. They pushed for him. Yeah, the article is here. Fatou Bensouda was personally harassed by current Mossad director Yossi Cohen, who many people in Israel have told me is like propped up as the guy to replace Benjamin Netanyahu inevitably, for the record. They literally had a secret plot to pressure Fatou Bensouda to drop Palestine investigation. And not only that, but it wasn't so secret, especially when Benjamin Netanyahu personally went to Donald Trump and said, you should slap some sanctions on Fatou Bensouda, which Donald Trump willingly did. So just remember that, okay? We know what it looks like when you speak out against Israel and Israeli atrocities, even if you're a Twitch streamer. No matter how big or how small, when you get in the crosshairs, there is no end to the fucking well of despair. The shit that people will pull off. No matter how big, no matter how small.